This evening on Money Matters, we discuss the 2021 outlook for Malaysia's economy, with positive projections by international financial institutions and the nation being on a path to recovery, how to keep up with global economic progression. All this right now. Welcome to Money Matters with me, Zahir Kalvinong Abdullah. On today's episode, we speak about Malaysia's economic projection for the year 2021 amid the COVID-19 pandemic. With me now is the Chief Executive Officer of Rakuten Trade, Kazumasa Mise. Welcome to the program.
Nice to meet you.
Can we start off by asking you, the World Bank and Bank Negara have predicted that Malaysia's economy will grow between 6.5% and 7.5%. With these, as we can say, positive projections, what steps can the government take to mobilize efforts to recover the situation in the country as best and as fast as possible?
Okay, we agree. We can see the positive the 2021. The government had right now taking a lot of effort to for example, the border control, the tight control of the border, and the people's movement. Based on that, and once the COVID-19 pandemic is over, for example, consumer coming into the market, and then the stock price is going up. I think we can see the positive impact 2021.
Right. Now, the World Bank has also said that Malaysia's 2021 economic recovery will be underpinned by effective COVID-19 vaccine rollout. What are your views on this?
It takes a time, definitely. It's not overnight. Yes, but step by step, government can do that, I hope. Once a pandemic done, vaccine coming in, I think that we can see the bright future in Malaysia.
But looking at the path to economic recovery, would you say that the main focus now by the government would be containing the COVID-19 pandemic over the short or long term?
Long-term basis.
Long-term basis.
Yeah,
okay.
Long-term basis. Yeah.
So now, looking at the other things that the government has been trying to introduce, all the planning for economic recovery, would you say that they are on the right path?
I think so. At this moment, government do the right path right now.
Do you think more can be done for that?
I cannot say at this moment, but at this moment, and yes, the progress itself is correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you became the CEO of Rakuten Trade basically in October 2020.
October, yeah.
Yes, so that was smack in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, right?
Yes.
What were the challenges that you had to face for your company?
Actually, based on the COVID-19, the kind of the MCO period, a lot of people opened their account, trading account, and currently roughly 130,000 clients opened the account 2020. So in that case, we have to maintain this system itself.
Right.
Yes. And once a lot of customer trading, we have to maintain the system. So we invest a lot of money for the systems. And simultaneously, to satisfy the client, definitely the system, we are the purely online broker system, and also our staff is very important. Without the staff, we cannot do anything.
Right.
For example, the customer service. They have to follow the investors. So that two part, staff and their system, we much focusing on 2020. Yeah.
But were there any changes done during this because of COVID? Did you have to change your plan in terms of SOPs for the company or in terms of how trading can be done? Because obviously you are an online equities broker, right? So were there new procedures that you had to look at?
No, as long as the customer coming in, we keep continuously investing our systems. And also sometimes, definitely in the future, we need to increase our staffs.
Right.
So it's one is a kind of the business point of view, standard operation process.
Right. So for Rakuten Trade itself, as part of the international Rakuten Group, the company has been in Malaysia since 2017, and it is the only completely digital equities broker in Malaysia. So what led to Malaysia being chosen as the first country in Southeast Asia for this platform?
Okay, I'm coming from the Rakuten Securities. At that time, 2015, we started the feasibility study before we launched the Rakuten Trade. Why? The reason is in Japan, the online stock trading, kind of the mature stage. That in Japan did 1999, the Rakuten Security in 1999, almost a 20 years experience. So in that case, business itself is mature. So in that case, the Rakuten Securities are looking for another potential countries, overseas businesses to diversify the revenue. So in that case, we look at the Malaysia. Why the Malaysia? One, English.
Oh, okay.
Two, internet business, the infrastructure, internet infrastructure. And three is luckily we are the joint venture, 50-50, the Rakuten Securities, Kenanga Investment Bank. Kenanga Investment Bank has a lot of local knowledge for the retail trading. That's why we tie up and make a joint venture agreement. And 1 year later, 2017, we launched a business.
Right, right. And has it been on track in terms of the business, or did you have to scale back a little bit because of the COVID-19 pandemic?
No. Revenue growing up.
Okay, okay. Mise-san, we've got to go for a very short commercial break.
Okay.
Find us on Twitter, share your thoughts on the discussion so far, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Money Matters. If you have just joined us, we are speaking to the CEO of Rakuten Trade, Kazumasa Mise. Following up to what we talked about just now, obviously, because of the COVID-19 pandemic again, has the number of new accounts increased since more people are staying at home and looking at online trading, so to speak?
Yeah,
it has
a lot
increased?
of people coming in.
By how much?
How much?
Yeah.
Tremendous growth, monthly basis.
Yeah, but in terms of how many years ago when you first started in 2017, what has the increase been to
7 times.
Sorry?
7 times
Several
monthly
times.
basis.
Oh, okay, okay. How do you attract these investors?
We have a lot of promotion to the public. Of course, we use the digital marketing, the YouTube and the Facebook and the Instagram, as well as the friends referral, existing client introducing new clients. By the combination of that, we can get a lot of accounts and clients.
Right. Are there a lot of first-time investors?
Roughly 50% of them is beginners, non-trade experience before.
Okay, that's interesting.
It doesn't change since business launch 2017, and also it's the same trend during the MCO period.
Looking at your dealings in the equities market, with the new norms in place and in terms of, like you said, attracting online investors, what is the outlook for the sector, for the equities market?
The trend itself, the customer's trend, what kind of the share buy, is totally different from the before and after the MCO. Actually, before the MCO, yes, customer buys a very, very famous share. For example, the banking sector, Air Asia, and the CIMB Maybank, such kind of famous shares they traded. But during the MCO, everybody buy, sell, pandemic-related share, for example, the Grab shares. So the trend itself is the buy, sell, is different.
So that's how it's being looked at right now. The trend basically is changing. So looking at that, based on your experience in terms of the equities market in Malaysia, what sectors should the investors focus on now that you said that things are changing?
Yeah, yes. Actually, I cannot recommend any of the sectors. But however, our research every day recommend the shares, which kind of they are good, which kind of is bad.
Yep.
So I cannot recommend which sector is growing up, growing down.
Yes.
But yeah, we keep continuing to provide the investment solution to the client.
Right.
Yeah.
But looking at that, a lot of research that's been done, especially during last year, there seemed to be a shift away currently from healthcare-related stocks to perhaps plantation or tech stocks. Yeah, do you agree on this?
Yeah, I agree with that. Because maybe, as I mentioned, people see the bright future. In that case, the Malaysian government spend a lot of money for the infrastructure, something like that. So in that case, customer buy the plantation, some of the infrastructure stocks.
Right.
Yeah.
So looking at the key differences between the Japanese and Malaysian market when it comes to online equities broking, what are the key differences here?
Actually, in Japan, already 20 years and business experience. Actually, the online trading broker itself is a 5. Here, 0. First of all, customer knowledge is totally different. The 20 years, customer know a lot of trading techniques, the trading idea itself. But here, as I mentioned, 50% of them is a beginners. They don't know. So the education is a key message from us. We as an online trading platform, provide an online trading platform. But the most important thing, simultaneously, we have to provide a solution, how to build the customer's future asset building.
Right.
Such kind of the things with combination, not the only online trading platform.
Right. So how do you think Malaysia can build on this? How do you think Malaysia can build on this in terms of getting to the same level where Japan is?
Oh, it takes a time. It doesn't short. It's not a short time. But as Rakuten Trade, we keep continuously providing the education. For example, we provide a webinar because during the pandemic, we had the kind of the seminar, face-to-face basis seminars on the quarterly basis. But after the pandemic, cannot do that, definitely.
Yes.
No face-to-face. So we provide a webinar. A lot of people attended.
Okay, yeah. But has there been good feedback in terms of this? Because sometimes, Malaysians being Malaysians, they would like more interaction face-to-face, so to speak. Yeah. So it's basically changing something new. So how basically do you get them to agree to this? Most interesting
things is, yes, after the presentation, this one is a good share.
Okay.
Presentation to the client. But after that, we prepare for the Q&A session. A lot of clients ask our research team. Okay. So in that case, it's a very beneficial for the clients.
Okay. Mr. San, we've just got to go for another commercial break. And when we come back, we'll talk about the digitalization and digital innovation on how we move forward. Welcome back to Money Matters with me, Zahir Kelvinong Abdullah. Now, Mise-san, looking at the trends moving forward for online trading, how do you see new trends coming about?
New trend coming.
Yes.
Okay. Actually this not only the online trading, the wealth tech, fintech, definitely growing in the future from now on. Yes, and for example, the global advisory coming on. Another maybe the online trading also coming on to the Malaysia. Yeah, a lot of competition coming in.
There's been a strong focus as well on tech stocks as well as part of the digitalization process. So would this be something you see in the near future as in terms of going forward?
What do you mean?
Investment more in tech stocks, going away from, like, the COVID-19 pandemic. A lot of investments were on healthcare-related stocks.
Yeah.
So perhaps now they might even look at plantation or tech stocks, or like you mentioned, fintech and wealth tech as well.
Yeah.
So would people move away to more of these stocks that you mentioned?
Buy.
To buy?
Buy. Actually, it depends on the trend itself. Usually the client buy, share, hot stocks. As well, actually the fintech, wealth tech trend itself is growing up. But once such kind of the news coming into the newspaper, radio, TV show, definitely the customer coming in to buy those shares, I believe.
Right. There are a lot of new traders as well, like you mentioned, coming into the markets in Malaysia. How would you define these new traders? And basically, because they are new, how financially literate are they, understanding all these equities market? Because if they were to see that, for example, if the market is booming, they want to come in. But do they have the enough knowledge to basically do this?
To be honest, not enough. Because during the pandemic period, as I mentioned, the customer, those are the beginners, buy health-related shares. But right now, stock price is going down. In that case, they don't know what to do the next. So that's why the Rakuten trade itself not only provide a trading platform, but also the solutions, what to buy next.
So how do you see Malaysian investors, so to speak, how important it is for them to keep abreast of digitalization and digital innovation in terms of moving forward?
It's a pretty difficult question. But the very good thing is the Malaysian government, the last year, the budget, government announced they spend a lot of money to the fintech sectors. That's going to be a lot of competition to this industry. So also the Rakuten trade itself, fintech company, we have to make a revenue and provide the best service. We compete each other. It's a good thing.
Right. Now, there's been a lot of talk overseas and also within the region that the local brokerage industry might look at zero brokerage fees in the future. Is this something that you are favorable for?
From client favor, definitely zero, no cost. But for us and the brokers, for example, the Robinhood in US, they provide zero brokerage for stock trading, but they have another revenue. Right, but the Rakuten trade as a broker, they focusing on the stock broking itself. They don't have another revenue source. So in the future, the Rakuten, for example, the Rakuten trade provide another product and get a lot of revenue. In that case, we think about it.
There's a lot of markets as well, and even trading platforms which develop a lot of apps too. But the problem with these apps of trading, there could be people not having the correct knowledge as to how basically they could trade online or whatever. So what would you say would be the best way to do this?
Much more simple. For much more simple platform. So we don't use the technical word jargons for the apps. Everything for this business is a customer experience. Customer experience is very important. Customer don't understand. Customer don't trade. That's why the simple wording, simple platform is important for us.
Right. So do you think with the rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine, and if things were to get back to normal, which we are all hoping for, do you think people will go back to the normal way of trading in Malaysia, or would they still look at this online trading?
So in that case, and once the COVID-19 over, I think economy is growing up back to normal. I think the KLCA, yes, gradually recovering. So in that case, everybody see index stock again. Still the keep trending, continuing.
Right. Final question for you, Mrs. San. Obviously, there's new platforms for people to invest. For example, cryptocurrency.
Okay.
With the surge of cryptocurrency, for example, Bitcoin, more investors in Malaysia moving away from traditional markets to look at cryptocurrency because Bitcoin over the last 6 months has gone up almost 300%.
Yeah, but cryptocurrency, the currency, the price itself has a spike, but it's a kind of the short-term trading. It's beneficial. But we support the customers' asset building in the future, even though the young investors hold, increase the asset. Such kind of the things is our mission. So yes, Bitcoin right now very hot, but we focusing on the stock trading and educate the client to much more better future for them.
Mise-san, thank you very much for appearing on Money
Thank you very
Matters.
much.
Thank you for joining us on Money Matters. And before we go, find us on Twitter and let us know your thoughts about today's discussion. We'll be back next week with more money insights that matter. Till then, I'm Zahir Calvinong Abdullah. Thanks for watching, and please remember to stay safe.